Well, Sav, for you, obviously, joining an elite company with Marshall University, what does it feel like when you finally hit the shot, and how big was that shot considering that you all were trying to make a run right before the end of the half?
Oh, I mean, first of all, I'm very thankful to reach this goal. I knew coming in here I was getting close to that goal, but I just told myself, just don't even think about it. Just get the win first, and then we get there. If we get that part thought of, and then everything would just fall into place. And that's what happened. They came out and punched us in the mouth the first couple minutes of the first quarter. So, it was kind of rough in there in the beginning, like I said, but they punched us in the mouth and we just fought back and got it done.
How big was that late second quarter surge going into halftime with a little bit of momentum? It had stayed in that 8-13 range, right around there, for a lot of the second quarter. To go in down 4, how confident were you all after that late second quarter surge?
Oh, it definitely gave us momentum. I think we're a pretty good running team. I think we can outrun any team in the conference, and if we just get out and push it and kill them in transition, I think that's what was part of the key of the game, was just outrunning them.
You look at the fourth quarter, you all have done this a couple times. You did it at Florida Atlantic. Obviously, the other night didn't go the way you wanted to, but is this team starting to find its way in the fourth quarter? I know last year and the year before that was sort of the bugaboo were fourth quarters.
Yeah, I think normally in the past, I think the third quarter is what usually eats us. And just this year, I think I don't know, I think it's just the overall togetherness of the team, just coming in together. I think, there were a couple times that I just rushed a little bit on my part and just tell myself to calm down, and just looking at the score and seeing the lead that we had, I knew that we just be patient, everything will fall.
How much does it help you? And I know we've talked about this before, but like you said, when you start to rush a little bit, Aaliyah got the ball in a couple of situations, was able to force things up the court and use her court vision and sort of put you all over the top in the fourth. How much easier does it make you for you to be able to settle down whenever you've got another ball handler out there that can still help sort of push that pace, but allow you to settle back down as well?
Yeah, it's definitely, it makes things a lot easier. If they're keying on us. If they're over helping on me, that just leaves her, Bree, any of our other guards a lane to the rim. I think that's part of our game. What we're good at is just driving. Is that it?
Yep.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Congrats. Very good. What's up?
Escaped with a victory. I thought that, honestly, the horn went off and I said, how did we figure out a way to get that done? Because I felt like we were just, I guess, on the road is difficult. We're just kind of a little bit out of sorts. I thought in the first half on the defensive end, I thought in the second half on the offensive end, just timing was just we were just a little bit rushed all the time. And then, I guess two players really come to mind. First is Aaliyah Dunham, kept us in the game in the first half when we were many parts of not very good. And she was just tremendous. And I played her for 40 minutes. She was really tremendous the whole 40 minutes and found a whole bunch of layups for us that were great passes that we could finish. And then Alexis Johnson was just great in the fourth quarter. And, given her credit, I've talked about our team's depth all year. And there is somewhat of, it's a little bit of a mystery sometimes. It's just kind of a feel thing, who maybe matches up when we get out there a little bit better. And I thought her quickness and her energy could maybe change the game in the first half. And, I thought Kennedy needed a quick little blow there going into the fourth quarter. And there was no way that she needed to, that you're going to take Alexis out once she started to really run. So those two players were huge. We talked about patience and we talked about resiliency after North Texas. We were a little bit out of sorts mentally early on in that game, and they really responded well as a group and an organization with, because Rice hit us harder out of the gate than what North Texas did. And we could have got a little disheveled again mentally, and I didn't think we did. And so happy about that. You have to learn to win games ugly in basketball. And I think that's what that win was. It was an ugly win. Good defense in the second half. They scored 14 points in the half. And if you're going to do that, really turn them over a lot. I thought we were aggressive to the ball, and then just finish with a great fourth quarter.
Well, and you mentioned Alexis's role, and I know the rebounding stats, you're going to look for the game, and you all were down, I think, -4 in rebounding for the game. But in the fourth quarter, 13-5, 5 offensive rebounds, you all up. And a lot of that's Alexis. A lot of that's 50-50 balls too. And was that more your all's energy and you all getting to the ball, or coupled with the fact that they had a little bit of a slight bench and some foul trouble?
Well, they're very banged up, and when a team is like that and you have to play conference games like us, you've got to try to take advantage of that. Plus, we have to run a little bit because we're just little. I mean, we just are across the board. We're not really long. I like our team. We got pretty good feet. But we've got to be, I thought, all weekend, we need to work a little bit on boxing out. We got to do a better job of clearing space because people can just go over the top of us and get it. I did think tonight, and I thought the other night against North Texas, we got physically jumped, or whatever you want to call it, out of the locker room. And I did think in both games we adjusted. We just have to learn that we're 4-1 now, and you're going to get, people are going to be ready to play you, and I don't think that we weren't, but I mean, people are going to try to beat you. They're going to try to beat you every night. But, certainly when you've got off to a good start in the conference season, I'm sure they probably can go pick stuff offline about, us talking about playing hard and different things like that. So they go into the week going, you're going to play harder than them. They think they're going to get you on that, and they're not. And so I feel like that kind of happened all week, that we expected that to just be a thing, and we have to fight for that to be a thing. And I thought we responded in both games. So you asked me a question about rebounding. I did an awful job of answering that, but we really, for whatever reason, when we got after them a little bit in the fourth quarter, it just really snowballed on them in all phases. We were quick to the ball, turning them over, rebounding. Alexis was a difference maker in there on that stuff too. So
when you look at this team, and we talk about the chemistry, we talk about the defensive side, but learning to win. You've been through this process with this team. The same quarter that was your all's demise a couple of years ago is what is starting to become your strength. What is that switch? What happens whenever a team starts to find it in the fourth?
Well, I mean, that's how you win games in basketball. I mean, many times it's gonna be very tight going into the fourth quarter in conference play. I mean, I don't know this. We have more double-digit victories than I feel like we've gotten in a while. And, they have seemed tighter than what the score ends up, but somewhat that's because we've played pretty well at the end. Like, it has been fairly hard to score on us, down the stretch. And we almost put a lot of pressure on North Texas on Thursday. We got it down to 7. We had 2 really open looks from 3 and missed them both. And, we ended up 4 for 23, and it's hard to win on the road like that. But I do think we played pretty decent in the fourth quarter the other night. That was our best quarter. We just didn't make any shots to really put the pressure on them. But you have to, if you're going to have a good basketball season, you have to learn to execute, play tough, be smart down the stretch. And I think we're continuing to learn that process right now.
I know that we talked a little bit about Aaliyah's court vision earlier, and you knew coming in that was one of her strengths. But there was, I think, one pass to Lorelai underneath the basket early in the fourth, and then 2 full court passes that really jump-started that fourth quarter. And especially for a team that's struggling to catch their wind and get the mo back, how deflating are those for a team like Rice whenever you miss a shot and boom, 2 seconds later it's on the other end in the basket?
Yeah, I think that really got to him in the fourth quarter. I mean, it really did. And you know, it's one thing to have vision. It's another thing to have the touch to deliver the pass that can be scored on the other end. And that, you know, I was not real skilled basketball wise, but I always remember how difficult that was for me as a player to put just the right amount. You got to go over the top. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes, right? It's guys like that have touch to get it. You got to get it over people and in stride that they can score it. And she delivered on that stuff consistently all night, consistently all night. Happy playing. We got to go get him some ice cream.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Congrats, Coach.
Thanks, you all.